All right, welcome everybody to the Steering Committee monthly meeting. It is July 25th, 2024. During the Steering Committee monthly meetings, this is a culmination of all the special interest groups and working groups that happen throughout the month in the Akash Network open source ecosystem. During this meeting, we have a typical agenda, which I will jump to right now. We will go through a number of these items, and then from there, we'll go open it up to any general open discussion. If anybody has anything they want to discuss, feel free to drop it inside the chat right now so that we can have it for the open discussion portion. Cool. With that said, again, everybody here can track steering committee notes that have happened since the steering committee started in 2023. At the previous steering committee meeting, we talked about, we went through the typical agenda. There was a couple of interesting discussions that have since gone on chain and have passed. So if anybody, again, wants to track any of the notes or recordings from previous meetings, feel free to do so in the steering committee README file. Cool. The first thing we do as a part of the agenda is review, discuss, or address any community feedback, grievances, or conflicts. Does anybody have anything that they want to share as it relates to just the Akash ecosystem in general, SIG's working groups, or anything of that matter that they want to discuss right now? Cool. All right, next part of the agenda is around review of project boards. Again, there is great detail that happens during various SIGs and working groups throughout the month. I know we've talked in a great detail about what's going on as it pertains to the Cosmos 47 upgrade in SIG chain. And I know there's a lot of discussion in previous SIG clients around console. So again, if anybody wants real specifics, feel free to join those SIGs and working groups throughout the month to talk about things in more detail with members that are working on it. But again, we'll go through the project boards at a high level. Today, we actually will go in reverse order because I know that there is some events happening later today in New York City, which I'm sure will get talked about. But I wanted to first, one of the big action items out of the last steering committee meeting was around prep for Brussels and all the events happening there. This is the first steering committee meeting since ECC and all the events happening in Brussels. So I did want to hand it over to Amanda and Zach to talk a little bit about ECC and some of the other events as I move this over to complete it.
Hey everyone, thanks for the time to talk about this. We had a lot of success in Brussels. I'm sure as many of you are aware, Greg had a couple tweets about participating in like 16 different events. I'm going to quickly just go through my list of events that we attended and or sponsored. And yeah, very, very quickly though. So we participated in the Open AI Summit, the SheFi Summit, which was also great. We participated and Greg was able to do a talk at the Renaissance meetup that was hosted by Flock. And we participated in Serverless, Hack Brussels, Open AGI Summit, DAI Day with Morpheus, a Filecoin event in Brussels, a multi-chain day event, and then we hosted a few of our own. We did a rooftop AI event and a really awesome another rooftop event where we had a bunch of really great projects come and join us as well. Hosted a bunch with Venice AI, a couple DPIN nights, and a build dinner, which was like a VIP dinner for a couple of people who were in town, and that was really successful as well. And then ended the whole week at Nebular Summit, where Greg was able to do a workshop as well as participate on a panel, wrapping up our time with over 22 events. So we really had a great time there. I will pass it over to Zach to talk about anything else, and happy to answer any questions as well.
Yeah, happy to jump in. So as you guys all saw yesterday, obviously the Akash Chat API that we launched permissionlessly yesterday was the big news item. Huge engagement right out of the gate. I mean, we knew it was going to be big, but obviously people really love it. And it's strong for us because, it's permissionless, it's open source. Obviously we're powering it with, I think 24 H100s as of today. So it's got plenty of capacity as people come in and start to use it. So we'll keep you guys updated. The big news moments to watch out for that, now that it's totally permissionlessly, live and available is, as we start adding models, we just launched 4 or 5B, Llama 3.1 yesterday. As new models come out, we'll add them to the API, get people in, get them API keys and monitor usage. But huge. I mean, it's a massive initiative for Akash.
Excellent. Thank you, Zach. Does anyone have any questions or comments about anything Akash Chat API related, or about the events happening in Brussels, or that happened in Brussels rather? Cool. Additionally, we talk about this in various working groups. There are a number of opportunities for folks, technical and non-technical, to continue to work on the Akash network. Whether it's documentation or whether it's through support of the open source Akash Network website. Again, there's working groups and SIGs where folks can audit, create issues, and then solve those issues. And there's, again, community support rewards in terms of AKT available for, again, merged contributions. So if anybody's looking to get involved, or if anybody here is an insider in Vanguard and interfaces with folks in the general community that are looking to get more involved, a good way to get started is certainly through the website. And then again, for more technical folks to dive into the documentation, ask questions, see if there's anything that needs to be fine-tuned, and then get up to speed with some of the other stuff that we'll talk about later. Cool. All right. Continuing to move along, I just want to see if there's anything else on the community or marketing initiatives that anybody wants to discuss before we move on to product and engineering initiatives. Go ahead, Robert.
Hi guys, hope everybody's doing good today. I quickly wanted to say that the developer onboarding campaign on Zealy, it's ready to launch. We're almost ready to go on chain. We're giving the proposal a few more days to gather some extra feedback. So if you guys want to say something now and I can clear your doubts, or you want to comment, feel free to do so.
Excellent. And we can spend a little bit more time during the discussion section going over any last minute points before we take next steps. Cool. Anything else we want to discuss on the community or marketing project board before we move on to a product and engineering roadmap? All right. Couple of things. Again, we're still tracking with the Mystic Labs team on the Cosmo Kit support. There's again a Cosmo Kit bug that is being resolved, and so again the Mystic Labs team is staying on top of it, and we'll continue to monitor and update this project as they look to finish across the finish line. There has been much discussion around updated provider build process during SIG provider and some other meetings. So again, please look at the notes and video that'll be available shortly on that meeting, and get involved in the SIG provider Discord channel if you want to learn more about what's going on there. Again, that's been an effort that we've talked about month over month for the last 3 to 4 months. So again, please, if you want more information, or if you see somebody in the community that wants more information, push them towards SIG providers, and then again we can discuss more there. I did want to see if there's anything in progress. Again, there was much discussion around Console 2.0 at the last steering committee meeting, as well as in a couple of SIGs throughout the month. I know there's a number of, there's a great deal of progress being made across a number of these items, including fiat payments and some others. I want to see if there's any questions from anybody in the community, or if there's anything from the console team that they wanted to discuss on console 2.0 efforts here today. Cool. No worries. Another, again, big effort that gets talked about multiple times during the month is around the Cosmos SDK upgrade to version 47. Again, as recently as I think a week ago, we got an update from Artur during SigChain and all the work that's getting done there. I know that there is a test net that is planned for sometime soon, where we'll include members of on this call and other members of the insider community to get involved in helping with the testing. Again, there will be more information that will be shared in SigChain and other announcements channels across Discord. So again, if you want to get involved during that testing period, please look out for announcements over the next couple of weeks. Artur, I just want to see if there's anything that you wanted to cover with this group here today related to Cosmos SDK, but don't feel obliged, because I know, again, we talked about it a fair amount throughout the month.
I think we're good for now. At least we gave quite a wide updates on the last SigChain. We are still on track, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks, the testnet is going to be out.
Excellent. Cool. Again, is there anybody here on the call that wants to discuss anything on the product and engineering roadmap that might need some more detail? Again, if you don't want to discuss it here today, the product team does a great job of updating the specific projects with tasks and where things are on a pretty frequent basis. So again, you can leave a comment in there, or you can just read some of the comments as they come in from the product team as they're working on various items you see on the board here. If not, then again, we can continue to move on with the agenda. Terrific. All right, moving along. Next thing that we usually cover during the steering committee is around discussions. We usually like to have participants that are here during the call talk about their discussions. We also like to have conversations that are getting a lot of traction, where folks can talk about things. I know that Robert here has kind of alluded to the developer onboarding funding proposal that went on chain, has gotten some discussion, gotten some feedback over the last couple of weeks. So, Robert, I want to hand it over to you to see if there's anything you wanted to talk about with this group today about next steps for the developer onboarding funding proposal number 2.
Thank you, Tyler. Sorry, I went a little bit ahead earlier in the call. But yeah, about the debt campaign, as I was saying, we're pretty much ready to go live. Benji and I been spending the last month assembling missions, going over the missions ourselves, making sure they make sense. I also spoke with a few insiders privately to get their feedback, and they were very helpful assembling the missions. You're gonna notice when they go live that the format is improved. Instructions are gonna be way more easy to understand, and also the documentation is gonna be very handy for everybody trying to get started on Akash. To give a little bit of context on Zealy, I'm sure many here have heard about it already, but just for the sake of the recording, Zealy is a platform similar to others in the space that helps community people grow the community. The way they do it is that it's like a game. They let you do missions, and with those missions, you hope you attract people, and they do it, and they level up, they get experience, and they can get rewarded for it. I mean, it's a way to create a funnel, get somebody new to the ecosystem, make sure we point them in the right direction, and after they test out the network, they might get rewards for their participation. So that's a little bit of context on Zealy. What I've been doing in this last week specifically, I've been working in some documentations just to make sure everything is well documented, like the tasks we are doing, how we are reviewing the missions, and also gathering some key insights that would be beneficial for people looking at this campaign in the future. Like, let's say somebody it's new to this campaign and they are asking things like, okay, how effective was this in the past? We are working to have all of that documentation ready for everybody who is interested in that. What I wanted to ask to the insiders is that in this season 2, we want to level it up. We want to push Akash to the limits. There are missions to deploy some stuff on Akash, but there is gonna be one open mission that you can do basically anything. We're just gonna ask the participants that try to integrate Akash in any way to the other service or the other network they're trying to integrate Akash, and we're gonna review that and hopefully get some good integrations of that. So I'm inviting you insiders, if you have some crazy ideas on how we can push Akash to the limits, reach out to me and we can maybe turn that into a mission. And maybe that mission can be a mission that you can do and you can get rewarded for it. So yeah, I'm super open for discussions and make sure that this program it's valuable and attracts the right people to the community. Something that you will notice is that we don't have like follow us on Twitter missions or give us a like on Twitter, give us a retweet. We're not looking for engagement farming. We're genuinely looking for people to come up to the network and get started and start pushing some buttons in Akash. So yeah, I will leave it there. If you have questions, guys, now is a good time to discuss them. If not, my DMs are always open. You know that.
And again, feel free to leave any questions, comments inside of discussion 633 in GitHub, so that again, any feedback can be taken into before the team takes next steps in the developer onboarding funding proposal number 2. Cool. Continuing to look at some of the newer proposals. Again, I know there's some proposals that have been out here, but some of the main participants aren't here today. I know there's a proposal to increase community pool tax and decrease inflation. Again, there's been a great deal of discussion here, and I think there will be some additional feedback that will go into this. I don't know if Huey, if you want to talk about this at all, or again, because Chang, who authored this, is not here, we can discuss this a little bit more in SIG economics when he is available.
I can just touch on it quickly without going too much in detail. Basically, 2 parameter changes we're thinking about is the inflation min and max, and then community pool. There's been some discussion on maybe splitting those up into separate proposals too, but we'll see. I need to talk internally as well, but we should be posting some more stuff in there with what the direction that we want to go.
Thank you, Huey. Again, if anybody has any feedback, please feel free to drop it inside the discussion. Again, this spurs the kind of discussion we like to make sure that we're all making the best decisions for the network. So again, please get involved in this discussion and all other discussions, especially because a number of people have spent a fair amount of time to put them together. Cool. Again, there's a number of other discussions. Some of them have been talked about in SIG providers, so we don't have to talk about them here, and folks aren't here. But please look to get involved, and especially when there's ideas, integrations, different concepts. Again, the more people participating, voting, commenting would be greatly appreciated. Any other discussions that anybody wants to talk about right here, right now? Cool. All right, moving along to the open discussion portion. I see that there's one item in chat around the Akash YouTube revamp. This is an effort that was discussed in SIG Design, and then again, a working group has been formed. Robert, do you want to talk about the YouTube revamp at all?
Absolutely, Tyler. Yes, we want to make the Akash channel more visible, more easy to find to people, and this initiative started. This effort started to do just that. In the first phase, we're gonna optimize the video thumbnails. We're gonna optimize the video titles. We're gonna optimize the words, just to make sure that when people search for Akash Network, they can find the channel more easily. We're also doing efforts to make sure that in the videos, there are specific call to actions to make sure that people can go to the documentations or to suggest them existing content. In the Akash channel, there is very good content as far as tutorial goes, deployments, and also events that Greg and Akash participate. So we're gonna try to highlight that more. Also, we're trying to have there is good community content out there. You know, people like me, but validators like Chimpa and other persons in the community. They also have really good material. So hopefully we can get some of that in the Akash page as well. So what we in this phase we're just discussing how we're gonna go about it. There is a group chat in Discord about the YouTube working group. There is a call next Tuesday. If you want to join, feel free to join. And if you see something interesting on YouTube, like something that got your attention and you think Akash can benefit of using that, feel free to share that. You know, the algorithm in YouTube, it changed like a lot. So it's good to have fresh and new perspectives on what are the things that get our attention in YouTube. So that is something I will leave in the stage so you can think about it. And if you have, again, ideas, suggestions, you want to get involved, yeah, just go to that group chat and let's get it going. I don't know if I covered enough time or if I missed something, feel free to call me out.
No, I think that's good. Again, this is a working group that was formed as SIG Design. Last couple of meetings, there's been discussion around just YouTube efforts, and I know again, getting some help from the wider community on these efforts is going to go a long way. So this is phase one, I believe, is going to be over next month, and then we'll evaluate from there what the next couple of phases look like. So again, feel free to get involved during the working group sessions on Tuesdays. Yes, Domi, I see your question. Again, there's a lot of content that gets created from Greg, Anil, other members of the community, and just being able to have that all in one area so it's more easily accessible is all part of the mission for, again, the future of the YouTube channel, amongst many other things. Cool. Are there any other open discussions that anybody wants to have right now, Akash related? All right. Looking ahead, again, there's a number. Next week will be just the Akash website working group for the YouTube page or YouTube channel rather. Following that, again, we'll go back into the regularly scheduled program in the start of August. August will be a slower month on the event side. There will be one event that some folks from the core team as well as the community will be going to in Buenos Aires in the middle of the month. But again, the rest of the month will be focused on a number of efforts that were discussed in the product and engineering roadmaps, especially as we get ready for quite a busy period in September and October on the events side. So again, a number of opportunities to showcase and connect with new people on all the work that's going on from the core team and other members of the community. So again, please get involved in testnet that's coming soon for the Cosmos SDK upgrade, a number of other efforts that again will be announced in various channels. Just look to get involved, make your voices heard in discussions, and we'll continue to push the pace as we get into a very busy fall and winter period. Cool. If there's nothing else, then again, we can wrap a little bit early today. Much appreciate everybody's time and efforts, especially over the last month. There's been a lot more participation in various SIGs and working groups. So again, there's a lot of detailed discussion and a lot of great conversations happening there. So much appreciate you all. The notes and the recording will be available for this shortly. Shout out to George, who again from the community who helps out with that. I know that BS, who's also was previously on the call, that works on the NetADAO team, is going to be helping out a number of folks in the community who have day jobs, want to participate more in the SIGs and working groups. And so they might, some folks have been asking about potentially monthly or weekly kind of wrap-ups of what's happening in specific SIGs and working groups. So I know that members of the NetADAO team have talked about helping out with some of those efforts, taking the notes and video and just kind of doing a wrap-up. So much appreciate the efforts that are going on there, and look out for more information there soon. Much appreciate everyone's time today. Look forward to seeing you all over the next couple of weeks. Again, if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to drop them in Discord, reach out to me privately. But again, thank you all for your time today. See you all soon.